Hello and welcome to the latest how-to brought to you by the Coding Geek. Tonight we'll be installing the Gantry framework for WordPress and setting up a very basic layout. Gantry is a free WordPress framework that acts as a set of building blocks that enables you to quickly build flexible and powerful WordPress websites. It's very easy to use and does not require any prior knowledge of PHP or CSS, thankfully. PHP and CSS will be used later on, but it's definitely not needed for this tutorial and for many more to come. So without much further talking, we're going to go ahead and get started. And to do that, we're going to browse over to the Gantry Framework website at gantry-framework.org, and we're going to select this Download Gantry blue button here. The next step that we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we've selected WordPress, and we're going to download both the Gantry framework and the Gantry default theme for WordPress. The Gantry system is actually made up of two separate pieces. It's a framework and a theme. The two together actually combine together to provide your layout and your functionality. So you can't have one without the other, and unfortunately your existing themes will not work with Gantry. They will need to be ported over to the new look and layout. So I'm sorry if you guys have spent some money on other themes, but I guarantee you that this install will be well worth the time and the effort, and a much improved look and feel over your current theme. So we're going to click the download button once again for the Gantry framework for WordPress, as well as the blue download button for Gantry default theme for WordPress. They're small downloads and they shouldn't take but a minute. And after that's done, we're going to upload them or install them using the WordPress plugin installer. So I'm going to head over to my website, give you guys a little bit of a heads up. This is what it looks like currently. Just a basic WordPress install. I haven't done any other plugins or customizations at this point. So we're starting with a clean slate. Going to log in to my dashboard. And like I said, we're going to use the plugin installer to install the framework plugin first. We're going to select the upload feature, and we're going to choose the file that we've just downloaded. Make sure that it is the framework.zip and not the gantry_wp.zip. We have to install the framework before we can install any themes. Click the Install Now button. And after it's installed, we're going to activate. So now that we have the Gantry template framework plugin installed, we're going to add the theme using the standard method for adding a theme. We're going to go to Appearance. We're going to select the Themes option. Next, we're going to choose the Install Themes tab. And we're going to once again choose the Upload feature. Make sure to select, this time, the rt_gantry_wp zip file and install. After the theme has been installed, we're going to activate it. Okay, at this particular point, we have installed the basic framework. We've also installed the default Gantry theme. So I'm going to show you guys what it looks like at this particular point. It'll take just a minute for it to load. Okay, so as you can see at this point, you're probably going, what is this? Well, it's a very basic layout. We haven't actually told Gantry yet what we want to display or not to display, which is what we're going to do now. We're going to customize this and turn this into a much more normal looking site and cover some very basic options that you can do in the Gantry framework. And in order to do that, we're going to head over to our dashboard once again. And to give you guys a little bit of a description of Gantry, for those of you who don't know or have never really looked into it, the Gantry system is built off of the 960 grid system. A lot of your new themes are currently built around that same system because of the layout options that it gives us. And the cool thing about the Gantry framework is that it actually uses widgets to control its layout. So by simply coming over here to our Appearance Widgets menu, you will see that after installing the Gantry framework, we now have quite a bit more. Our list of options has grown quite a bit as compared to the standard WordPress install. And it's these particular widget layouts that is going to control the look and feel of our site. So by default, as you can see, my normal WordPress default widgets have been selected. So the first thing that we're going to do is actually remove them out, so that we can start with a completely clean slate. And we're just going to check to make sure that none of the other ones are selected, which they shouldn't be. And so what I'm going to do right real quick is show you the default layout system. This can be found on Google or on the Gantry framework website. Try and zoom in on this for you guys. So this drawer actual layer or widget layout is not actually at the top. It's a little bit confusing. It's actually right down below this header option. So we can use the drawer to display our navigation. As you can see, we have we have a top section and a header section that can be used to display our logos, or can be used in conjunction logos and banner ad displacements. You have a showcase or a feature row, which can be used for sliders or featured post. And as you see, we have support for up to 3 sidebars, our main body option, and multiple footer options. These are very nice because it allows us to have full control over our whole layout system. You know, normally with WordPress you would not have this many options for where you want to put your content, and as you guys can see, Gantry is really proud. It actually gives you 82 different spots that we can potentially put data. So that's really nice, and it gives us complete control, which is what you need whenever you're really trying to create your own look and feel for your WordPress website. So now that I've given you guys kind of a brief overview of the layout, we're going to actually put it to use by assigning some things into these widget or layout positions. So the first thing that I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to create a menu that we can use for navigation by going to our Appearance tab, the Menus option. This is a WordPress 3.0 feature, so make sure you guys are up to the latest in order for this to work according to my tutorial. I'm going to give my menu name just Demo. I'm going to say Create Menu. And I'm going to add my uncategorized category as well as my sample page, because this is all I have. Once again, this is the default WordPress install. I'm going to save my menu, and with that created, now we can actually start laying some widgets out. So head over to the Widgets option or menu, and we're going to start by selecting our custom menu and just simply dragging it into our drawer. We're going to make sure that our menu name is selected. Here in my case it's Demo, and we're just going to save it and close. Now I'm going to add in a logo, because everybody needs a good logo, and save that, close it, and we're going to actually just add in a few sidebar options. I'm going to select the login form, nothing to change there. We're going to do the recent post, and let's do the archives. Once again, nothing to change here, so we're going to let it save and close. So, in a few quick clicks, we have adjusted the layout, and let's take a peek at it. Refresh my page, and there you go. Look at that. In just literally less than 10 clicks, we have changed the look and feel of our WordPress website, and we've given it a real professional feel with basically minimal effort. This is a good start, but let's take it just a tiny bit further for this tutorial. I want to clean up this menu because that doesn't look like a very nice option for a navigation menu, and let's change the font and make sure that we're displaying our post excerpt instead of the full post here. So in order to do that, we're going to start by adjusting our navigation menu. We're going to head over to our dashboard once again. Since we're still at our widget menu, I'm going to select my custom menu, and I'm going to change the custom Chrome to menu, and I'm going to save this. And let's see if that gives us what it looks like, or what we want. If it doesn't, we also have this Gantry menu option that will definitely fill our needs. So let's take a look at this. It's getting there, it's getting smaller, but that's still not quite what we wanted. So why don't we do this? We're going to very quickly remove this menu and replace it with the Gantry menu. Selecting Demo, we're going to leave drop down here. We're going to change this custom Chrome once again to menu. And we're going to save this. And now let's check back over here, refresh my page. And as you can see, I now have this nice navigation menu with just a few simple clicks. So now that we've got that straightened out, let's change our default font and let's change some of our post options. We're going to do that by selecting the Gantry theme option. We're going to head over to the Style tab, and we're going to change our font settings from the standard template font to, let's select a Google font here. This makes it very easy to use Google Web Fonts. So why don't we take advantage of that? And I'm going to select the Lato font family. I'm going to change the default size to, or the font size to small. I'm going to come up here, I'm going to save my choice. Now let's see what that does. So as you can see, we now have changed our font just like that. It's actually using a very nice Google font, and I did not have to touch the first CSS page, which for most of you out there, you're probably going, this is awesome. So I completely agree, but let's not stop there. Let's make a few more changes, one of which I'm sure you guys are noticing, hey, why is this Gantry logo being displayed? Well, that's because we haven't actually changed that. You can upload your own logo, which I'll show you how to do in just a second. So let's do that, as well as change our post option here, and then we'll call this tutorial done. So back over in our dashboard, I'm going to change my Gantry theme logo from the Gantry template to custom. You notice now it's going to give me an option to select my own logo, which I will do. I'm going to upload my actual Coding Geek logo. So just have to find it. As you can see, I have quite a few. Actually, why don't we select this? This is a logo that I did a while back for another website I was working on. We're going to make sure the full size. We're going to insert it into the post. And as you can see, we now have our very own logo. I'm going to save this. We're going to head over to the content section. One thing that I like to do is I want to change my content type from content, which will show the full post, to the excerpt. This will allow us to have the little pretty read more section and will allow you to click into the full post. Next, we're going to change the show post titles option. We're going to change the link from off to on so that our title headings are now links instead of just raw text. And that's it for this. So we're going to save. Refresh our page one last time, hopefully. And as you can see, I now have a custom logo. I have a read more option with a very nice post excerpt. And with a few quick clicks, I have a login form, a latest post, and an archive section. So it still looks pretty basic, but you can already start to see the power that this Gantry framework is going to give us. And I hope you guys have enjoyed the tutorial. Stay tuned. We'll have more up later where I'll be showing you guys how to take this even further and learn how to customize both the CSS and the widget boxes using variations and custom CSS. So thanks once again, and you guys have a great night.